right, hello, wine-drinking people. Today is Thursday, the 17th of September. Man, how did September just buzz by? It's halfway over already, over halfway. And got a lot of great events coming up next week. And we got a few wines here to sell also. And I'll never forget the 2003 harvest, because it's the first time, we've been selling futures for a few years in Bordeaux before this, but it's the first time that our customers, Bordeaux lovers, called up and wanted to order Bordeaux as the grapes were being harvested. There was so much hoopla about this 2003 vintage all summer long. It was hot, hot, hot. And, 2000 was a great vintage. 2001, great for sauternes. I think very good for the other wines of Bordeaux. 2002, kind of lackluster. And then 2003 comes along, and all summer long, the heat, we're hearing about this. People are dying in Paris. And, they don't have air conditioning there. It's so hot, the heat wave all over Europe, all over the world, really. California also experiencing extremely hot temperatures. And what happens to the grapevines? Well, you get a lot of sugar. And in Bordeaux, that means you're going to harvest the wines and they're going to be completely ripe. Something they really don't have too much of an issue with today, but in the past, they had big problems. So the press was all over this year saying potentially one of the greatest vintages ever, and people were excited. And like I said, I remember the phone calls coming in as the grapes were being harvested. We're getting reports on the quality of the harvest, and people wanted to buy this, they wanted to buy that. And today, these wines, I don't know if some people would say they didn't live up to their expectation, but hey, this is a hot year in Bordeaux. These are wines that take a long time to develop. And a vintage like 2003, they just don't take as long to develop. They were already very showy when they were released 2 years after the vintage. And today, 12 years after the vintage, these wines are drinking at their peak. And we found one of the greatest values we've ever had in Saint-Estèphe here in the store, in this 2003 Capbern Gasqueton here, which Saint-Estèphe is just north of Pauillac. And the wines are fairly different. The soils here, gravelly, a little more clay than in the Medoc, and maybe not quite as powerful as Pauillac, but they still have this austerity to them when they're young. They need a little time. This chateau is owned by the same folks that own Collant-Segur, one of the most famous of the Saint-Estèphes. And wow, a bit of that green, spicy, peppery note to the nose here. Currants, plums, cedar, cigar box spice. To me, classic Bordeaux in the bouquet here. A good amount of that currant berry fruit, really still on the palate, showing a lovely smoothness and softness on the finish. Though, like I said, these 2003s fully evolved, ready to drink. This wine could last a few years, but right now it is peaking. And we're going to put it on sale for $24. Wow, a bottle for a Saint-Estèphe at its peak years of drinkability. This is one of the greatest values we've ever had in the store, but we only have 12 cases of it, so I don't even know it's worth sending the email, hitting the email button, the send button on this one. But I'm going to include everything from 2003 that we still have in the store from Bordeaux, just to make it worth our while. And check it out, a great vintage from Bordeaux that's drinking beautifully right now. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.